Alright, I think it's going. So hello YouTubers, I'm previously Yokoskitsune, and I am going to show you how to do the Mana-chan hairstyle. Basically, this is with a crappy wig, the kind with the one you get from Halloween. This is $5. And those are the kinds of wigs that you usually really do not want to work with. But there is a way to work with them. Yay! So, what I did first is that first off, get a styrofoam head, or I have a porcelain head too, but that's kind of accompanied by somebody else right now. And get it to the shape that you need it. Probably what you want to do when you first get your wig is try it on and get like your bangs situated and everything shaped to your face structure. Sorry. So I always hate those. And do that first and foremost before you go working with anything else. So, I only call this the Mana-chan because this is pretty much this hairstyle, or this particular one. Every time I see it, I think, Mana-chan. Not Mizer, Moi Dix Mois. Mostly not Mizer. So, what we do is you tie from this point up here. I already did this, so you tie this up into pigtails, and I used a cheap rubber band, like the Rubber Band Looms rubber band, and you want it kind of low, or sagging rather, because it's unnatural to have it way up here. Also, you're going to see more of this, which you really want to hide as much as possible. So that'll be sagging a little bit, and then there's a small strand that you want pretty much loose and gathered at the second tie. And basically what we're going to do is to cover this mess. And the other part of it is you're going to leave the back part of it left alone. You're not going to mess with this part. Not yet, anyway. So basically, the materials that we're going to use after you get all that situated are got to be glued freeze blasting spray, or blasting freeze spray rather. A little bit of got to be Ultra Glued Invincible Styling Gel. You also want a wig comb, or something that won't make it go floof, because you're going to be styling it later. If you don't have that, that's perfectly okay. I don't have one either. I am basically using a knit, or what is it called? Lice comb, which is steel teeth, basically. And that works just as well for me. Then you'll also want some curved hair pins for hairstyling. A blow dryer, because trust me, you do not want to wait all that time for it to dry. Something to drink, because you're going to be at this for a couple hours. This side took about, I want to say 2 hours. So, and depending on your project, it can take anywhere between 1 hour to 8 hours. One project I did for 8 hours was, let me get it. Rawr! Whoosh. I need to style it a little more, but basically I did. For 8 hours. Okay, so with this, let's see. So what we're going to do is, after you get the bangs cut only in the front section, you're going to take and then you're going to have some left down, leave one of the front sections left alone, and then you're going to keep that long and pretty much take it, and you're also going to leave, well, you don't have to. I left it long because Kawaii desu. So what we're going to do is going to flatten this out as much as possible and take it underneath this area, or take it underneath the hairband, and I'm not doing too well right now. Basically it's going to lie flat against the netting, and that'll cover, will loosely cover the area you need covered, so you don't look like a bald or someone. Kawaii desu, gone bald. And then that is going to go across here, and it will be pinned in the back. It's not perfectly covered right now, but it'll do for the moment. And we're going to pin that there. And this will stop moving around all over the place. That will look like that. And then this part, you can see from over here, it's not perfectly covered. Then when you take it to, the back, we're gonna cross the sections here and put a hair clip right here. Any regular hair clip will work just as well. It doesn't have to be a hairstyling hair clip, just as long as it's a hair clip and it'll hold your stuff in place. And of course I have this pulled a little on the tight side, so it's showing more netting that I would like it to. So you can just pull it a little loose and that'll be covered. Look at that. It's covered for the most part. And it's not like you're going to be looked at very close up. You're like, I see netting. No, people aren't going to do that. Or most people aren't going to do that. Whoops. I'm just going to fix the netting a little, fix this a little bit here, because it still is bothering me, regardless if it's okay or not. And then once all this is done, we can put probably something cute in the back, like I suppose probably another rubber band, and make it look cutesy or something. So for the front, I did this prior to the video, but it'll probably be bunched to the side. So what you'll do is, after you get it down and everything, you're going to spray, I'm not going to do it now because I just did it, but you're going to spray this end and make sure it's as flat as possible, and it'll hold, with this stuff it'll hold. So that's awesome. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention that you're going to need is a plastic comb, just one of those fine tooth ones. You're going to need that. And for the teasing is what we're going to be doing. Teasing, yay! Not the fun kind, man, I wish I were done with this kind. Okay, and because of course we're going to be at this for a couple hours, probably want something cool to play. some music to play in the background, and something to drink, as I said before. Basically, how we're going to do this is we're going to take a strand of hair about yay big, and we're going to usually with these, depending on what you're doing, you would work from the middle out. This is pretty much the same concept. Except you work from here out, or down rather, and then kind of get that as straight as possible, and just kind of backcomb this, aka tease it, and you want to make it kind of hold it loosely while you're doing this, and then spray. I need more spray. And I have this setting on hot, and you want to use low so that your stuff doesn't blow all over the place. I tried to use high ones. It kept blowing my stupid head everywhere. That's not fun. So take a second to dry. I need more spray. Whoops. And that's the effect that it gives, pretty much. It's not going to stay perfectly straight, but in the meantime, you want to push it back this way so that it stays out of your way. And then you're going to continue that for the rest of the for the ponytail. And I'll go ahead and leave the video running. So you can see a time lapse of it. I totally forgot to get more spray. Can't believe I did that.
when you are, in case someone doesn't know how to wax your combs, aka tease, basically what you do is take it down here and starting from the back end, pretty much just move backward on the hair. And then you move your way up, get to the hem of the hair, and I kind of move back down, and just move up and down, and cross it, and be sure to spray the base of it really well, and lightly on the end, so that it falls down naturally. However, more naturally than it looks.